That Sober Guy podcast contains adult content, merciless truth, and emotional nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
Hop on hit, so it's time to go home. No goodbyes, just sneak to the road. I'm spinning around you. You're never bringing me down.
Yo, what's up? Thank you for tuning in today. Thanks to Humans for bringing us in. Thanks to you for supporting the show. Be sure to check out Humans Music. Big love to those guys from Cali to Canada. I'm Shane Raymer. You're listening to That Sober Guy podcast, and we help people stay sober. We're trying not to dance to the tunes right now. I'm over here doing the robot and whatnot, but it doesn't look too clean today for old Raymer. We're back at CrossFit Vacaville North recording today's podcast. We're going to talk about some CrossFit, some recovery, the importance of coaching and mentoring. We have a few of my buddies and local CrossFit badasses here, Trent, Eric, and James. And I can't wait to get into today's discussion. But before we do that, and I actually formally introduce these guys, be sure to check us out at thatsoberguy.com. You can also connect with us on Instagram at real.soberguy and on Twitter at Shane Raymer. Now, finding the right treatment for addiction and mental health illness can be tough, and that's why we've continued to partner with Foundation's Recovery Network. Foundation stays true to their mission. They hold high ethical standards and provide treatment in a nationwide network of residential and outpatient programs. To learn more, if you have questions, you want to get some answers, you can go to foundationshelp.com/soberguy, or you can call 833-81-SOBER. That's 833-81-SOBER, and you can talk with an admissions coordinator about treatment options for you or a loved one. All right, real quick, did you know we have a course called How to Navigate the First 90 Days of Sobriety? It's myself, a few doctors, a few of my homies that are in recovery. We got together to talk about the first 90 days, what that was like for us, how we did it, what worked, what didn't work. It's not a magic potion that's going to save your ass by any means, but it is designed to help contribute to a recovery program. You can get it. It's $25 with the promo code half off. Go to thatsoberguy.com and click on courses and check that out today. All right, Trent Williamson, Eric Gibson, James, I didn't get your last name.
Reed.
James Reed. What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Great.
Yes. Are we pumped today or what?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do this.
I got these whack headphones in, so I'm hearing on one side, and it's a little bit weird for me. So if I start sounding like a girl or something, that's probably why. Dude, so let's see. This is the second podcast that I've done at the gym. I actually did one with Noel. You guys know that. So I thought maybe first we just give a little shout out to everybody at the gym, Zach and Angie, Big Noel for coming on the podcast. That's episode 279 if you want to check that one out. And then what I figured we'd do, well, any shout outs for you guys? You guys want to say what's up to anybody? Or
I mean, these guys, and definitely
what's up?
Zach and Angie for sure.
Yeah.
They're absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the gym looks great, man. Like, you guys flipped it, bro, in what, a couple of months, 2 months, 3 months? I mean, it was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work, but I mean, a lot of the work happened in like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was fast.
It was go.
Those dudes came in and just busted those walls out and then put the new kids area in, and yeah, it looks great. Lots of painting too, I noticed.
Lots and lots of painting. Yeah, I mean, they painted for like 4 days straight.
Yeah.
It was cool though. And it looks amazing.
It does. It looks good. Top-notch equipment, baby. I love it. Well, what I thought we could do, maybe let's go around a little bit. Maybe Trent, we'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself so we can kind of introduce you guys to everybody. Maybe how you got into CrossFit, and then I'm always jumping on this humility thing here. So maybe a time when you sucked at something and you had to hang in there and push through it.
Oh man,
a lot of us in recovery go through that.
Yeah, I'm Trent Williamson, the head coach here at the gym, and do the programming here as well. I got into CrossFit randomly lots of years ago. In 2014, my first actual CrossFit workout was Murph in a park in Vacaville.
First one?
First one. And it ruined me. I went from not working out at all. Well, I mean, I was running a little bit at that point, but I mean, I went from not working out at all and being in bands and just being a loser. And then I was like, I'm gonna go do Murph, and wanted to throw up the entire time.
You just showed up and were like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Well, a buddy of mine was like, let's go in the park and do this. I'm like, all right, sounds great.
It's the best.
Yeah. No.
The best and the worst at the same time.
Hell
Right.
yeah.
And it just hurt, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this for sure.
Yeah.
And then I came to a free Saturday class at this gym in 2014, and then signed up, and that was it.
Nice.
Yeah. And then something I've sucked at, when I first started playing guitar, that was a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I did it for a very long time, and I still suck at it.
Dude, I love, so I play the guitar too. You know how I taught myself?
How?
Taking a shit.
There you go.
Because here's my philosophy on this. Like, you have to take a shit for at least 10 minutes a day, right?
Right.
So I took my guitar, I put it right by the bathroom, and take the guitar in the bathroom every day for 10 minutes. And over a year, like, I had 3-4 chords. I was like playing a couple Social D songs.
Yes.
Like, yes. So if you're out there and you're trying to learn how to play the guitar, just take a dump and then you're good to go.
You're set.
Yeah.
Right?
James, what about you, man?
Well, so I got into CrossFit a couple years ago. I played college sports, college basketball, and then after that, when I was done, I didn't have the team aspect that I was looking for. I was over at like In Shape and everything like that, and it just kind of sucked. It was everyone against everybody. People were pretty rude. They want all the machinery to themselves and everything like that. So, in fact, someone actually who goes here, Danny Battisti, she told me about CrossFit, and I went and worked out with her one time, and I just loved it.
Yeah.
So I mean, from then on, it's just CrossFit all the
Got
time.
hooked on it quick.
Yeah, and then I came to this gym back in June, or probably a little bit earlier than that. But I mean, this place is just beyond what I thought any CrossFit gym could be, and so I'm super happy to be here. And Trent's awesome, Eric's awesome, Zach and Angie are awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just totally a huge family vibe here.
Yeah, the family vibe is great here too. You got kids. People have kids. You know what I mean? I know not everyone does, but it is that family atmosphere, which makes it good. I know for Jess and I, if we weren't able to bring the kids, sometimes we wouldn't be able to come. So I mean, that's a big part for families for sure. Anything that you once sucked at that you want to share? That
Everything.
Good. Me and you both. Bro.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, I'm sure we'll get into it later, but I suck at handstand push-ups.
Yep.
That was a major workout in this last competition. So that could have derailed me, but these two guys kept me on my feet,
Good.
And we pushed through it and moved on.
Right on. Eric, how about you, man?
Well, I'm Eric Gibson. I'm in the Air Force, so I travel a lot. Been going around for 10 years now. I haven't lived anywhere for longer than 3 years in my entire adult life. And I got into CrossFit. I actually got Jedi mind tricked into it because I wrestled in college and I used to be in shape, and then I got fat because as much as we love doing PT in the Air Force, it's not very hard. And honestly, pizza's really good. So I ate a lot of pizza all the time, and I mean, it was an addiction for me, really.
Yeah.
That I had to kick. I know it's nothing
pizza?
like drugs, but like pizza.
Oh, dude, trust me. I was telling Trent the other day, he had a donut when he came in here. I'm like, he offered me one. I said, bro, I can't. I ate like 8 pieces of pizza last night. It was so good when you eat it, like
Yeah, once you pop, you just can't stop. Yeah, and so
I want to point out, Eric, you got the fanny pack on still?
Always.
Eric is the proud rocker of the gnarly fanny pack that I love, even during workworkouts, huh?
Sometimes. It depends on what the workout is.
I love it.
The reason, honestly, I like the fanny pack, but 10 years ago, I would have never wore a fanny pack. Like, I would have been like, that's gay. And now, and it's just, somebody was like, you should wear a fanny pack. I was like, okay. And now I own it. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So,
it's great, though. It's so convenient, dude. Your wallet, your keys, like everything. It's just right there.
I think I'm going to patent the party pouch instead of the fanny pack, Party
pouch.
It helps. Yeah. I mean, I carried a speaker around yesterday at a CrossFit competition and brought the party with us everywhere we went.
Nice.
So they'd turn up the music and we'd start dancing, and then they'd turn the music down and I would crank mine up and hold it over my head and start wiggling my hips and moving. And
that's great.
I think we made several Women's Day yesterday.
Just from the music and the
music,
party pack.
the party pouch,
Party pouch. All different colors. You could have like acid water. You could take it back to like the 80s, whatever.
Hell yeah, it worked for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So
yeah.
But yeah, I was fat and I used to work out, and it was all about bench press and curls and for the girls. And a friend of mine, she was like, "Oh, I want to try CrossFit. I'm really nervous." Thanks, Stephanie. And I was like, "Oh, I'll do it. Like, I've worked out before, and it killed me. It destroyed me. I couldn't even do a pull-up at this point in my life." And so when I got done, I loved it. I loved the challenge. And the biggest thing is, in wrestling, you impose your will on somebody else. In CrossFit, you impose your will on yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about it. And so I got obsessed. Come to find out about 3 years later, she was not nervous about CrossFit. It was not her first time. She was worried that I was going to fail my PT test. And Jedi mind tricked me into doing CrossFit, and here we are. And so, she's a great mentor in my life, and she helped me out. And something I sucked with a long time ago was being myself. I'd like to call myself a chameleon, because I can go in anywhere and I can change who I am to whatever situation. But I did that so much that I lost myself. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I liked, and it took some time to be honest with myself, and then kind of come out of my shell and actually be who I am, as opposed to being a chameleon and trying to be like everybody else. So
yeah, bro, that's so good, and thanks for sharing that too, because I know I've talked to so many people who not just in recovery, but just out, especially in recovery though, because I know I relate to that too, being able to adapt to different environments, be with different people, be around different people, and be able to kind of be that chameleon state, and you lose a part of who you are, or all yourself. You know what I mean? It's hard to be honest. You said it. Absolutely. Honest about, like, stand up and saying, damn, like, okay, here's who I think I am, here's really who I am, or however you want to dive into that though. Right. But yeah,
absolutely. And it's like, I don't know, I dance, that's just who I am, but I wouldn't dance because that's not socially acceptable. I wear a goddamn fanny pack now. That's not socially acceptable anymore. Yeah. But I'm bringing it back. Like we said, the party pouch is here to stay.
It's happening.
Well, and I think for a good point real quick, before we move on, we're going to talk about the competition in Seattle, and then we'll get into did you guys do another competition recently too? Was that this weekend, or was it just the Seattle one?
We went to a competition yesterday.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we can even dive into that a little bit too. But I just want to say real quick, when we're talking about the chameleon thing, the honesty thing, especially for those out there listening who are either struggling right now, or who are, even if you got a few months, a couple years, whatever, that's a lot of the reason for me, like, why I drank and used drugs, because I didn't know who I was. I didn't know, I was searching for something, and yet at the same time, I didn't know where to find it. I didn't know what it was. And it was really hard to deal with all of that stuff. And there's way more to unpack, and I'm not going to get into it right now. But at the same time, it was easy just to numb out to all that and just go, I'll just be whoever I want today, whoever I feel like today or whatever. So I don't know where I'm going with that, other than you're not alone out there. You ain't special if you're going through some shit like that. It's totally normal. And, that's why I got sober. So let's jump into this Seattle competition real quick now, and thanks for introducing you guys, everyone. Good stuff right there. We're gonna talk some CrossFit. A lot of this stuff, like I was saying when we got started, there's so many different ways you can apply like CrossFit just to life in general, about working hard through stuff, not giving up, going through adversity, having a coach, a mentor, a sponsor, whatever it is you're talking about. So that's kind of what we're going to dive into right now. But take us back to the Seattle conference just a couple of weeks ago. What did that look like?
Yeah, I mean, walking in the doors, there was a lot of people. The layout wasn't terrible. The venue was, I'd say, a little bit small for what it was. This was their 7th year of doing it, or something like that. Seventh year, and I think they doubled the amount of athletes this year, right? So there was like 540 athletes.
And just you three went, right?
Yeah, just us three. I mean, as soon as we walked in, they were like an hour and a half behind schedule. So I mean, it was kind of chaos a little bit, trying to figure out heat times and when to get the guys.
When to take pre-workout or warm up, right, James?
Yeah, we had to one workout we had to warm up twice because we warmed up way too early because they were behind, and then the next one I had 3 minutes to get my shoes on before I was going.
Before you're about to start?
Yeah.
Tell me you had the Luke Combs shirt on too.
No,
Rocking the Luke Combs shirt. I like that.
I did bring this shirt though. I don't think I wore it.
No, it's nice.
Slept in it.
Big fan.
But yeah, that morning it was funny because every day you wake up, you shower and shave and go about your day. That day I woke up, I had music playing obviously in the morning.
Absolutely.
Immediately, and then
4:30 in the morning.
They woke up to me dancing, hip thrusting, if you will.
Thrusting.
Yeah,
and doing headstands.
This is in the hotel room.
In the hotel room.
Oh, nice.
yeah,
It was great.
It felt like I had a purpose, for like one of the best days of my life was waking up to go to the Cascade Classic. Like, woke up ready, made James dance with me a lot. Not like in a weird way, but
That was
it was a weird way.
for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, well, yeah, but we got up, we got there, and it felt like, I don't know, it felt right,
Yeah.
I feel right, Brian. I feel right.
Yeah, he said he feels right, but as soon as I got there, I looked at Eric and Trent. I was like, "Hey guys, I think I'm gonna puke." Yeah,
Just what, out of nerves?
I was so nervous. Yeah,
Dude, completely flushed white.
I don't think I said 3 words for the first hour and a half.
Really?
He's
Yeah.
so nervous.
So what's it called? The Cascade Classic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it. And so is it a 1 day, a 2 day? Is it
2 days.
2 days?
2 days.
So you're competing both days.
Yeah.
So this is the first day. You guys wake up in the hotel room. You're juiced up, but you're nervous as shit. And then what happens there? You go to the venue and get ready. Who competes first? Like what?
So I competed first, and this is the workout that I had to warm up twice for. So I warmed up, and then I was supposed to be like the next heat, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, by the way, we have 4 more heats in front of you. It's going to be an hour." And I looked at Trent, and I was like, "Well, I was ready, and now I'm not." So we went and waited a little bit, watched some more, went and warmed up, and then I was like, "Okay, Trent, any more advice?" And he's like, "No, dude, this is all you now. Like,
Just go.
Just get it.
Just go.
Yeah, and then I went out there and I completely shit the bed for the first workout.
But you needed to.
No,
man.
yeah, no.
I mean,
it's just not in my wheelhouse, and it was a handstand push-up, rope climb, and double under workout, and handstand push-ups were just terrible,
Bro, those are so hard.
so hard.
I can't do one.
Yeah, and then you're
bet.
Never tried really, but I mean, I already know I can't.
we're in the gym. Let's check this
know.
out real quick.
you're
tough.
looking around at all these fit dudes, and they're all like flying.
Really?
And I was like, oh yeah, okay, we're here now. So I got through that workout. I just was like, okay, you're just gonna get however many reps you can get. Like that's the goal. There's no finishing this workout. We're just gonna do it. And then after that, if this guy hadn't changed my mindset before we went there, that would have totally derailed me.
Dude,
Absolutely.
He looked at me. I think it was like the set of 7. He looked at me and he just like, I'm like, it is what it is, man. Just get as many done as you can. And he's like, all right, So I mean, his mindset 2 months ago.
Well, what the shift in that? There's a shift in the mindset in that
absolutely.
moment. You're saying?
No, building
it
up to it.
It was building up to it.
Building up to it.
Yeah, because I mean, the athlete he was 2 months ago, like if we had that workout and he got to that set of 7 where he started failing, he would have thrown a fit. And,
I see.
You know what I mean?
Got
and
you.
it would have ruined the entire weekend.
Yeah.
You know, so he manned up and he was just like, "This is what I got." So
That's good, bro, because, dude, like I know so many times with different things in my life, like I have expectations for stuff. I have a dream. I have a vision. Like I see something one way. Like sometimes we even picture ourselves like it's like the Rocky music's playing. We're whatever it is, and then boom, it hits you like that. It didn't work out like that, and you're like, damn. And you have a choice. Like you can like complain about it and get pissed off about it, or you can just say, okay, what can I learn from this shit right now? Like how do I learn from this and then take it to the next situation or whatever? It sounds like you like had to kind of nut up and do that, which is dope, bro. Like that's not an easy thing to do. And bro, I'll give you this too. And come on a podcast and admit it, bro. That's legit right there. Good shit.
mindset.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It was honestly like I don't know what it would have done to me if I had done that. And I've competed at all different kinds of levels, national and everything. Not CrossFit, but wrestling and things. and I don't know how I would have bounced back like James did. It was the most impressive thing of the whole weekend.
Really?
Yes, because he came back and then just rocked all the rest of the workouts, and we like. All of us were like, I was concerned because I was like, oh, that was rough. You know, I was like, oh, I feel so bad for him. And then like he was fine. It was like all the nervousness went away. I mean, I know he was still nervous because like we joke, we call him a sad panda. A sad panda. And yeah, like because when he went pale, like he had the white face with the black beard. Yeah, and it was amazing. But but when he bounced back like that, I mean, it was that mental framework like you were talking about. Like he just changed the way it looked. Yeah, and he made it better. And he was like, well, I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to get better at handstand push-ups.
I know. So now when I come in the gym and I see your ass rocking handstand push-ups or handstand walks or whatever all the way down, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's the goal, is just to get better at those.
Yeah.
And then keep going.
When he walked off the floor, I mean, it was like he wasn't destroyed.
Yeah.
It was just like, all right, what do we got next? And I was like, all right, now we're doing it.
Which one? What's the CrossFit Games movie? You and I talked a little bit about it because Jess and I watched it. We watched like 2016 one with Dan Bailey in it.
I think that's the 2015 one.
Or 2015.
Yeah, Fittest on Earth.
Fittest on Earth, yeah.
Yeah.
There was one part in there, and I can't remember what part it was, but he really just bombed on something. And it was the same kind of thing. Like he kind of got down on himself a little bit at first, but then he sucked it up. He had some, his homies, his coaches there, and built him up, and then he went and kicked ass in the rest of the thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of what you got to do. You get knocked down, how fast do you get back up,
It's how fast and how you go about it, right?
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it, honestly.
No, yeah, and that's where I'm happy that I'm here and that I have these guys to work out with and hang out with because, like Trent said 2 months ago, like my mindset was like, okay, you have to be the best.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like you have to be the best. If you can do something faster than that guy, so why is he ahead of you in the workout? Like you need to go faster. And I would just completely like blow up. Like absolutely blow up in the middle of a workout. And then just,
like get pissed or
get pissed and then just like go out way too fast and burn out and then be dying at the end.
Yeah.
And dying. Like laying on the ground, not saying a word for like 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. And
it's that competitive spirit though at the same time. It's like how do you balance that,
he showed me how to balance it. I mean, like it's you. It's not anybody else. It's like you're becoming the best you. So I still want to be the best. I just want to be better than I was yesterday rather than trying to be better than everybody else.
Yeah, bro, that's so good. And I have one of the influences when I started this podcast was a guy named Trip Lanier, and I've since met him and had him on the show. We're homies and stuff, and he has a show called the New Man Podcast. Like super awesome dude. But I had a conversation with him a few years ago, and one of the things he told me that always has stuck with me is like, don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Just do you. Worry about your own game, whatever it is, and you put the work in and block out all that other stuff because you're not him, her, they, whatever. You're you, and you're going to have your own way you do stuff. You're going to have your own techniques you pick up from different people, and when you can focus on that, you're going to cut out all the other BS,
Absolutely. It's like control what you can control. Right? If you can't control it, don't worry about it. It clouds your mind and everything else.
Yeah. How'd you do, Eric?
That first workout, I was excited. That is 100% my wheelhouse.
Do you have the fanny pack on?
No, I wore it up to. I actually had my jump rope in there, and then I wore it up to. Took it off right before I started.
Got it.
I had my hat on, snapbacks and tattoos. That's where it's at.
Nice.
And so. Realized quickly that the hat had to come off for the handstand push-ups.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's this little top knot thing going on, and it just destroys your scalp when you pop down on your head like that. Luckily, I was in the last heat, and so I got to watch a lot of people go, and a lot of athletes were having trouble. They had a crossbar, like the crossbar you kick up, and you kick the crossbar, and it stops your whole momentum, and then it just messes with your head. So, I asked the question, I was like, this is too close. Like, I'm 6'1". Like, I'm going to kick this thing. Can I start in a headstand? And my coach was like, yep. I was like, deal, no takesy backsies.
That's it.
And so, and I was going against some really fit dudes, and we took off, and they beat me off the rope. I was like, oh shit, I got to go. So I did the fastest handstand push-ups I probably ever did in my entire life, and then grabbed that rope, and I was like, "Oop, I went way too hot." So I'm like sitting there like, "Oh God, just breathe," and letting them. I just turned my head off. Like I didn't count. I let the judge count for me, and turned my mind off, and just went. And a couple times grabbed my knees, and I was like, "Oh God, I'm gonna die." But I saw like these guys out of the corner of my eye. I was like, "I have to go. I have to go." And we ended up finishing in the top times for that workout, the 1, 2, 3 actually. Nice. And so I did it in 7 minutes and 41 seconds, and I felt like I was going to die a little bit. The best part of the workout, though, Trent, I come off the headstand push-ups, and I grab my rope, and Trent goes, "Lose the shirt, bro."
Yes. Oh, yeah. You could see that he completely started overheating. Like, really? I'm like, dude, do whatever you got to do at this point. Yeah. And when he says, like, 7:41, that's 7 seconds faster than every other athlete in the class. Like, he took the event win. Like, smoked it.
That's dope.
Thanks.
Yeah. And I was really, really worried at that set of 10 because he came out and he was flying, and I'm like, he's not gonna make it. But he calmed down. I was just telling him to breathe. I mean, I was standing right in front of him. Yeah. You know what I mean? And there was no screaming or anything. Like, it was just breathe, dude, breathe. He handled it.
Yeah, I like that. The concept of like pacing ourselves. Obviously, different situations are a little different if we're trying to do something as fast as we can in a workout. But I also think it can relate to just like long-term stuff in life. Like, we want immediate results sometimes, and when we don't get those, we get pissed off, we get discouraged, we quit, whatever it is. Like, this shit is a long race, this life, and like rolling through things, we're gonna hit peaks, we're gonna hit valleys. And like, to endure that stuff, you have to pace yourself. You have to be ready for what's coming next. You know, we're adjusting, we're constantly changing. So real quick, I wanted to talk. I'm sorry, were you done too with the? Okay, so that part. Okay, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to talk about the practice and the, the preparation that goes in to just showing up at the gym every day. And on top of that, then going and competing. I mean, there's a lot that goes into this stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot. Working, and that's the hard part is, none of us do this for a living except for Trent. But we have jobs, we have full-time jobs, and then to come in here for knowing that you're going to do 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
of
just
work.
Get your ass kicked.
Yeah, and pay for it.
Yeah, for real, and pay for it. It's a good point. Why am I doing this right now?
Yeah. But I mean, to me, it's just the way I live my life. Like, I have to come here. If I don't come here, I'm not right. I'm not right in the head. I'm not right with my body. I feel I'm sore. I'm like, why am I sore? I've laid on the couch all goddamn day. and so I come in here and I feel better about life. Like, it makes me appreciate everything. And like, even when I'm laying on the ground, I'm dying, it makes me appreciate that I'm laying on the ground dying. And living that life. And so, but I mean, 2.5 hours we come in. Trent is an amazing programmer and programs, specifically for this competition. So making us stronger, making us faster, making our heart rate go through the roof and then back down and then through the roof. And then coming in and then doing, like, I've done so many goddamn ski erg, get double dumbbell ground to overhead. Like, oh my God, I wanted to kill Trent that day. It's the first time, like, in a long time, it's the first time that I've been like, I just don't want to do this workout anymore.
Dang,
and then, but I finished it, and it was what it is, and I'm probably better for it, but I still don't want to do it ever again.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And I got to say too, for those out there listening, you can't see Eric, but Eric's a beast. Like, this dude did, what was the thing with the David versus Goliath, bro? He took on like 5 of us, and damn near, you were pretty damn close, man. I mean, that was insane, man.
It was tough. You guys smoked me. But, let's be honest.
Trying to be nice. I mean, there was 5 of us, though. I mean, come on. I didn't even do anything, really. I mean, that was fun, though. Dude, so let's jump into this a little bit. Like, Trent, from like a coach's standpoint, mentoring standpoint, whether we're talking CrossFit, recovery, work, whatever the hell it is that we do, like, I know for me, I try to do life for a long time without like a sponsor or a mentor or like I'm man, I got this shit. I could do this. You know what I'm saying? Like that attitude, like for me, that shit just doesn't work. So, I mean, the importance of having somebody like that in your corner that's doing that is huge, man. What is that like to you? Like, how do you do that? How do you prepare all that stuff? I know I asked you like 5 questions.
It's all good. But it's all good. It's like, I mean, you got to have support, man. You got to. You know, I've cruised through most of my life doing everything solo. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, I've had very low lows and very high highs, and it's like I got there, you know, on my own 2 feet. But having support is the main thing. You know what I mean? Like coaching these guys for this competition was amazing. Like I get to coach them all the time, which is awesome. But like putting everything that I have into them so that they could do the best they could, that is like the best feeling in the world, right?
Yeah.
And then we go up there, they crush it, and it's like, then they thank me, and it's like, I don't need you to thank me, bro. It's like, that's what I'm here for. You know what I mean? It's like, I like being there for them, and not just, you know, for workouts, and not just being their coach and telling them how to lift or how to do this better or anything like that. Like, you know, like that personal aspect too, right? It's like James's mindset has changed, and it's changed outside the gym too, right? I'm sure he applies that in his life. You know what I mean? It's same with Eric. I mean, Eric's got one of the best mindsets I've ever dealt with as a person, as an athlete or anything like that. And, you know, having somebody to just support, man. Yeah. You know,
that's that service mentality, man. Like I think when we're serving others and we're helping others, I know for me, like, I was a selfish ass motherfucker.
So
for
was
a long
I, dude.
time. Like, and I still battle through that stuff. Like, I mean, and the reason I can give myself grace for it today is because as human beings, we're wired that way. That's how we're wired as people. Is we're just selfish sometimes, and if we're not conscious of it, even a little bit, bro. Like and then you add drugs and alcohol up in there, man, it's a mess. But when I started to like understand, like, damn, like, wait a minute, like my job, like God gave me an opportunity to like help others and serve other people, bro. Like did something to my soul that made me feel like complete almost, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like you feel like this feeling where it's like, man, you get excited about it and you want to help people, and it's so dope. I don't know, you just reminded me of that when you said that, you know?
That's the way it is, man. When I moved to Walnut Creek, I started going to CrossFit Walnut Creek, right? I met Andrew, who's the head coach and programmer there, and I was like, this is what I want to do, because I had a great coach. You know what I mean? I was like, I want to help people. I want to be in his position, because like
I want what you have.
Yeah, I learned so much from him, and it's like now I get to show people how to do that, right? And that aspect of it, it's changed my life 100%. Like I wake up and I'm like, I gotta go train people today. You know what I mean? I gotta go hang out with some really cool people, and you know, let's see some workouts, and we'll go from there. You know?
Yeah. I think the other side of that is also just having somebody to bitch to.
Totally, bro.
100%.
My sponsor, Buddy, I love you, Buddy, but you know, and I don't ever bitch at him, but you know what? You kind of unload on them sometimes, man, and
and like it's like as a coach, you're not only a coach for CrossFit or whatever, you're also like a bartender, like, you know, that bartender mentality, because you're going to hear about, you know, somebody had a bad day at work. You're going to hear about somebody's fighting with their girlfriend, their boyfriend, or whatever. You're going to hear about that thing. You're going to see it physically manifest itself in the workout. And then be like, you all right?
Like, you good, bro?
Yeah. And I mean, I think the other part about this gym is when people see that, they ask, and then they care enough to listen. And that's like the nicest thing about being here, is like when you're having a shitty day and somebody says, what's going on? And you talk to them, they're actually listening to you. And I think that's the biggest key of like having that mentor or having that person that's going to be there for you. Is being able to bitch to him.
Well, that's like, at the end of the day, like, community is so important, whether it's, you know, a men's group, a gym, church, a recovery meeting, whatever the heck it is. Like, having those people around you that, number one, you can kind of bitch to sometimes, but also a lot of the time they're going through the same shit you're going through, and then you're like, oh, wait a minute, damn, I'm not alone in that, you know? And then you're like, okay, cool. Like, you don't feel like such a weird, like, oh wait, I'm not weird. Like, all right. Like, I told Jess that too, because Jess does hair. And so I'm like, you're a hairstylist, but you're also a psychologist and a therapist, because you listen to women all day talk about their, you know, this and that and this and that. And then she comes home and tells me, and I got to act like I got to listen. No, I'm just playing, Jess. You know I listen, babe. You know I love you. She catches me though. She knows. I'll be like, oh yeah. Oh, you're right. Did you hear a word I said? Yeah, what did I just say? I don't know. Can you say it again?
I think
I'm
that's
getting better,
everybody.
Though. Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah, and the other day the girlfriend was talking. You're not listening, are you? It's like, that's a weird way to start a conversation.
Oh man, we don't intend to do it, ladies. We love you, but like, just our brains. Like, my homie Nick put it in good terms one day. I see if I can remember all this, and this was something from he saw. There was a dude in his garage, had all these different bins in it. And he was trying to explain to his lady, like, okay, look, like, you see, I got the tools bin, I got the car bin, I got, you know, this bin, that bin. He's like, when I take one bin out, I look in that bin. That's the only one I can look in and pay attention to. I can't do 40 of them at the same time. Like my lady, she can do like 10 things at once, you know?
Dude, I suck at multitasking.
Yeah,
like,
it's tough.
bad. Like, I got a whole ass one thing, not half ass two. You know what I mean?
Totally. Oh man. All right. So what do you do? What do you, one of the questions I put down here, I thought was like, a lot of days I just don't want to show up regardless of what it is. What are like some applicable things you would say to somebody out there who just doesn't want to show up that day?
Dude, there's plenty of days where I don't want to work out.
Yeah.
You just come in and get it done. You know, you look at the workout and I mean, I program workouts constantly and I'm like, I wrote this and I have to do it, but it's just come in and get it done. You know, you're gonna feel better afterwards. That's the main thing, is making that choice even though you don't want to do it and still get it done.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely your decision to come or not come, and so you kind of just have to own the responsibility of being like, I have to come. Specifically for me, my work schedule is messed up, so I can either be in at work at 3:30 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 8 p.m.
Damn.
And so what
do you do?
I'm a supervisor for a packing company.
Oh, got it. So your schedule's like super.
Yeah. So it just depends on the work that we need to do. And I can be overtime 12, 14 hours one day, 8 hours the next day, things like that. So
that's tough.
For me, it just kind of, it wears on you, especially after when, like Eric said, we're here 2.5 hours every day. So luckily I've developed a home gym. So on days where I can't come because of certain time constraint,
oh, nice,
I still get the workout done there. And I don't have everything, so I have to like modify stuff. And sometimes I'll text him like, "Hey, I don't have this. Like, what do I do?" And he's like, "Okay, I do this, this, and this."
Got you, boo.
But yeah, I mean, it's just owning the responsibility of making sure you come in and just do the work. And when you have guys like these, it's not like, oh, I have to go to the gym and work out. Like, you know, you're gonna die. You know, the workout's gonna suck. But it's like, dude, I get to come see these guys, and I get to go work out with them, and that's why I come every single day.
Dude, I love you said owning their responsibility, right? Because it would be so easy and, you know, just to say, oh man, my work schedule, I can't make that. I can't do that. I can't. You know what I mean? And then you find yourself 5 years down the road with arthritis super bad and you're fat as fuck sitting on the couch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
eating pizza.
Eating pizza, wearing a fanny pack that doesn't fit anymore. Like, it's just, you can't make it big enough.
Yeah, that's
but
no longer a party pouch.
No. Yeah, you got your own party pouch right here in the gut. But like, it's so easy to do that. And so I think what happens a lot today, we don't take personal responsibility because it's so easy to point the finger and place blame on other people or other things or whatever. Like, we got to nut up and take responsibility and do what we want to do. And if we don't put the work in to do that, we're not going to ever get it done. You know what I mean? Like, so good shit. I mean, that's good. I'm glad that owning the responsibility. I just wanted to kind of point that out.
I think the other thing is turn your brain off. I don't look at the workout before I go.
Best way to go about it.
I don't. Yeah, because I'll get
it
my
psychs
head.
you out kind of.
Yeah, I'll get in my head. I'll start thinking about what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna pace it, what weight I'm gonna do. I just don't look at it. I just show up. Yeah. I mean, as humans, we overthink everything, and so when you turn your brain off and just get in the car, and I say this, I'm like, this is the best advice I can give to any CrossFitter or anybody. Just grab the bar. When you grab the bar, you're going to do the lift.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like you may be dead, you may be dying, you may not be able to breathe. Just grab the bar, and I bet your body moves. It happens every single time, and you know, so many times people are laying on the ground or like grabbing their knees, hands over their head. It's like, just grab the bar. You're gonna do it.
Yeah, pushing yourself.
Yeah, what Eric just said, where he's like, he doesn't look at the workout. I 100% look at the workout. Every single morning, I wake up and go, okay, what am I going to do today? And then Trent likes to throw me curveballs. I'll come into the gym, and I'll be like, hey, that workout looks like it sucks. He's like, oh, yeah? By the way, here's your whiteboard. I wrote you a new one.
You know already, too.
So I was like,
yeah.
This is worse.
I do that a lot. I wrote a workout the other day, and I came in and did it with my buddy Drew. And it sucked so bad.
Really?
Like, it was 5 rounds. Dude, after round 1, I thought I was going to throw up.
Oh,
right?
no.
So James comes in, and he's like, oh, yeah, you know, I was looking at this. I'm like, you're not doing that today. You're doing what I did today. Yeah, and it was good. It was rough, but, I mean, that's how we get better, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was in round 3, and I was like, God damn it, Trent.
He looked pale. Like, he looked like a panda again. He was like, this is not cool.
Yeah, there's something about looking at it. It's like you want to look at it, and at the same time, like I always look at it, and I'll go tell Jess, "Hey, the workouts, don't tell me. I don't want to know." I'm like, "All right, why don't you want to?" She kind of takes that approach. Let's take a quick little pause here. I got the clean. I'm gonna pop this thing open. You guys are drinking these too. Yeah. Eric couldn't drink them because Eric can't have carbonation, right?
Yeah.
Tell us why while I take a sip of this, Eric. That's interesting to me.
So back in my pizza days, I also suffered from severe acid reflux, and so I had to have a surgery for acid reflux. And what they did was they went in and wrapped my stomach around my esophagus to prevent that acid from coming up. And you know, military, we get free healthcare, and you get what you pay for. So, not complaining at all. But it was over tightened, and so now I'm physically incapable of burping and vomiting.
Yeah. So you just fart like nasty farts.
Like slinging hate,
cleared the room out.
Slinging hate.
It's so hot. Hot.
I apologize for that, guys. It's it is what it is.
It was early.
Thank God we're men.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because
I think a fart will be funny when I'm like 90. Like that's like one thing like will always be funny is like when somebody farts. Like my 5-year-old son thinks it's hilarious. Like I'll be 90 and a fart is just going to be funny.
Yeah,
like sorry,
it has to be. Yeah. Even if you have Alzheimer's and everything, you don't know what's going on. You hear a fart, you're like,
I think he just farted.
Yeah. And it's amazing that when you eat clean and the worse you eat, the healthier your farts smell. And like when you eat clean, it's god awful.
It's so bad.
It's terrible. Protein or brotein is what they call it.
So I'm sure the guys over at Clean Cause are going to love this fart conversation, but I'm drinking the peach. Pretty damn good. What do you have? The blackberry?
I got the blackberry one.
Yeah. Lemon lime.
And I got the lemon lime. And
I haven't had the lemon lime.
It's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm on it for sure.
I'm living vicariously through your mouths right now.
Yeah, through our mouths and our beards.
And our beards. Well, so let me just say this. Little love to Alex and the team over at Clean Cause. They sent us some drinks to try out. I told them, let's try them out, and so appreciate that. Clean Cause. Let me tell you a little bit about what it is exactly too. What is it? Clean Cause is an organic, sparkling yerba mate rich in minerals, amino acids, and naturally occurring caffeine. It's the premium pick-me-up that won't let you down. It's only got 30 calories per serving and sparkling flavors like peach. We mentioned that, raspberry, lemon, lime, and blackberry. Here's the best part for me. Like I'm all about, trying different drinks and trying different things out. The best thing for me was that 50% of all Clean Cause drink profits support recovery from alcohol and drug addiction. So they have a thing called Clean Kickstarts. It's 30-day sober living scholarships in high accountability homes intended to afford and help people that are fresh out of rehab, so they have an opportunity to focus on finding a job, establishing a recovery support system. They kind of help bridge the gap between rehab and reintegration into everyday life, which is critical. I know when I got out of rehab personally, that was one of the biggest things and toughest things at the time. Was okay, cool. This 30-day thing, it was tough. There was some things that happened, but it was really easy when we talk about going back into regular life and trying to you know, go back to work and go back to a marriage or a relationship or a father or a mother, whatever it is. So good stuff right there. They've granted $392,500 in sober living scholarships since the start. So good on you guys. Once again, much love. Thanks for sending some clean cause over for us to try out. If you want to help support the cause, you can go to cleancause.com. That's cleancause.com. All right. So we talked a little bit about coaching. We've talked about farts. We've talked about fanny packs, beards. I mean, man, we've just jumped into a whole bunch of stuff. I love it. We've kind of already, we already touched on this a little bit, but finding strength, like through the struggle, like the process of things, you know, showing up, practicing, you know, I think I mentioned it earlier. We want this expectation, or we have this goal in mind, but like, then you get to the goal and it's done and you're like, oh, well, what now? Like we forget, I feel like a lot of the time it's like the strength is in the struggle, like getting there. Like that's the fun of it. So I have to remind myself, like, Raymer, slow the shit down, like take a break, like enjoy the moment. So let's talk a little bit about that. Like how do we get conscious of being in the moment, even when it hurts and we're doing like 50 wall balls and we want to just like die on the ground. You're in the moment and you're just like, damn, at least I can squat. At least I have legs to squat down and like, you know, stand up or whatever the hell it is that we got to do to do that.
You want to go?
I can. The strength, I mean, I guess the biggest thing is like, again, being thankful, you know, that you can do it. I mean, that's the biggest thing is that there's so much that we take for granted every single day that, I mean, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Like I drive a Jeep. At the top's off right now. I get to come and work out with my friends every single day, and I get to work out in the probably the best gym I've ever seen. And so like just being thankful for those things, and then while I'm dying, like trying to remind myself of that, and then turning my brain off. I have to, because like just focus on breathing. Like, and that's the hard part, is like when we are struggling, even in life, you know, like one of the best tattoos I've ever seen is just breathe. Just breathe. And so it's like, hell yeah, I love that. Like, simple. It's gonna pass, you know. Whatever it is, it's going to pass. It's gonna be over. And you know, the best thing about CrossFit is, and it's like life, is that it sucks.
It has its days.
It's gonna suck, but you can die after the workout. So pick up the bar, go, and then relax. You've said a couple times now, I've heard you say turn your brain off. So I just want to point on that real quick, because I know, like, I always called it the committee up in my head, just like trying to talk me out of shit and like tell me to do stuff or not do stuff or whatever. I know there's a lot of people that go through that too, because I've talked to them. What does that look like for you, and how do you actually turn it off, like, and try to understand it a little better? So that's part of the reason why I CrossFit so much, is that it allows me to do that. I have to focus on breathing. I have to focus on something else. And so, you know, like, I made a joke about this the other day, actually, about hangovers and things. And it's like, I don't get hungover for some reason. Like, it's a miracle, which is not, you know, good or anything. But I tell myself, I wake up, I feel shitty, and then I tell myself, you don't feel shitty, and then I move on with my life. So we just lie to ourselves. No. You have to impose your will. It's not lying. It's telling yourself this is what's going to happen, and making it happen. I think that's the other part of it, is if we do lie to ourselves, we call ourselves out on our own bullshit real fast. And so you have to make it happen. And I mean, you gotta get rid of the peanut gallery in your head. But you're saying though too, like, even you mentioned breathing, like, because a lot, like, let's just take meditation for example. Like, in meditation, you're like, the concept of it is not so much, at least the way I understand it, is not so much I'm not blocking out those thoughts. I'm actually letting those thoughts pass through. I'm not attached to them, and I'm learning how to breathe in that moment so I can stay somewhat conscious or drop into that meditation level. So there has to be some sort of form in that with the breathing when you're working out too. I mean, I know it's a little different, but and you know, one of the best things is focus on your heart. You know, it's the driving force behind your entire life. It's the driving force behind everything, physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever. But focus on your heart rate. When your heart rate goes through the roof, you can't you got to let it come down. You have to let it come down, and the only way to do that is to breathe. And so let yourself feel that heart rate. Know when you're anxious. Know when you're like, be that self-awareness.
Yeah.
So
be present.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Be in the present, because you can't think about what I have to do next.
Yeah.
Focus on what you're doing. Focus on your heart. Let it come down, and then attack.
Yeah. And it's like in any workout, like I tell these guys to breathe all the time.
Yeah.
Because it's really easy to forget to breathe. Like, you're doing a set of 60 wall balls, like, you know, your breath starts getting shorter because you're just trying to get through it.
Yeah.
Right? You got to breathe. And it's, I know when I work out, I'm dying 95% of the time. You know, like we did a gnarly handstand push-up pistol ring dip workout the other day, and it was brutal. And it's just keep that heart rate under control and don't die. That's it. That's the way. Just at the end of the day, just don't die.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, it's the heart rate thing's a huge thing, and I turn my brain completely off. But for me, I know that my body can do more than my mind says it can. My body's gonna do, like Eric said earlier. Your body, just grab the bar. Your body's gonna do it. As long as you tell it to do it and you just do it, it's gonna happen. You can go to failure. You can start missing lifts, but at the end of the day, like, if your body can go further than you sorry, my bad. Your body can go further than you think you can.
Yeah.
Just turn your brain off, grab the bar, breathe, and you're gonna rock it.
Your mind's gonna quit way before your body will. Right?
Yeah. Well, the best lesson, like, so my dad, we all have sayings from my dad for each of us. And so my sister used to run track and things. And so she'd be on the treadmill running, and she'd be holding on to the side rails. My dad would come down and he'd be like, "There's no rails on the track, Chris." So, you know, I used to be claustrophobic, and in wrestling, like, it can either help you or hinder you a lot, because you just freeze up. And so we'd wrestle around. He'd put his hand over my mouth and my nose, and I'd be like, "I can't breathe." And he would look at me. He would just straight up put his hand back over my mouth and be like, "If you can talk, you can breathe."
Take that.
Yeah. And I mean, it's true. If you can talk, you can breathe. Like, it applies to every part of your life. If you know, you're struggling with something, you're struggling with whatever.
Yeah. If
you can talk, you can breathe.
I like that.
I like that too. Sucking it up, baby. Let's talk about sucking.
James.
And Brett, I'm trying to remember if Nolan and I hit on this too. Someone and we talked about embracing the suck. Remember that? Like, that's one of my favorite things. I can't remember. I think maybe I heard it from Jocko or one of them Navy SEAL dudes, I think is where I originally heard it from. But like, I know I've talked about this, and this kind of leads into another question I had here too, like advice for someone who's like intimidated or scared, but they really want to try CrossFit, but they don't want to come out and stand out and look, you know, like, oh, I don't know what the hell to do. We've all been there, number one. But number two, if we're not sucking at things, we're probably not trying anything new. We're probably just staying comfortable in our nice little spot where we're at, and we're not doing anything new, which kind of sucks. It's kind of, for me, it's kind of boring. I like trying new shit, but I've learned that, like, even coming here, I was here for like a week, and they did, I think there was like the open was going on that time, and so everyone came on like a Friday night. I just came to like hang out. Yeah. I'm like, and I'm still not in like phenomenal shape, but I'm in much better than I was 6 months ago when I first started. I wasn't in any kind of shape, bro, like at all. And I think Jen's like, "Hey, you should try it. You should get." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, cool, I'll do it." I get out there, like everyone's standing around watching, and I'm just, are you kidding me? Right? I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm doing the shit all wrong. I'm like, I look like a complete jackass, right? Everyone was cool or whatever, and I just kind of sucked afterwards. I'm like, damn, why did I just do that? But then it hit me. I'm like, I have to step out into shit like that in order to encourage me just to keep going and to keep practicing and keep showing up and doing it. And like, look, like it's 6-7 months later, like Justin and I love this place. Like it's freaking awesome. Like we love coming, we love the people, and I'm getting a little bit better by embracing the suck, I guess.
Every day, you know what I mean? Every single day. It's just, CrossFit gets you out of your comfort zone for sure. And then that helps get you out of your comfort zone in life, right? It's just back to that mindset thing. Like, there's plenty of workouts where you just it's gonna suck, and you just keep going no matter what. Like
Yeah.
the skier workout that I made Eric do.
All of the skier.
All of them.
What about getting hurt though? I know that's one thing I always hear people say, oh, be careful, you get hurt or whatever. And obviously people get hurt. You get hurt doing any sport.
Yeah.
But like, what would you say to that? Like coming in for someone new who's like, they're hesitant. Well, I don't want to get hurt or whatever. I mean, you're not pushing them to where they're going to get hurt.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just being smart, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, having a good coach that's can scale to what their capabilities are, right? See how they move, help them with their movement, and then they're going to get better. That's just how it goes. Like you got to have a coach that cares. It's a shame that there's some CrossFit gyms out there that have given CrossFit a bad name as a whole. You know what I mean? Because they didn't have good coaches or whatever.
Yeah.
People just come in and they start flailing around like a fish, and then they end up with like a torn labrum or something. But I mean, as long as you have a good coaching staff that really cares about their athletes,
Yeah.
Nobody should be scared to come in here.
Did you say a torn labia?
Labrum. I mean, we know where your head's at, Shane.
You're doing it wrong.
Definitely.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I think the other thing on that is with embracing the suck, we always think like that sucks and we have to embrace that, but also embracing that you suck.
That's good.
I mean, check your ego, I think, is the biggest thing. You're going to come in here, everybody started somewhere.
Yeah.
The first time I did 31 Heroes, there's rope climbs in that, and I couldn't do rope climbs, so I had to put a towel over the bar and do rope pulls, which like if you never it should have been on gym fuckery or something like that, because it makes you look like an asshole. and so, but I had to own that, and I didn't jump up the rope and be like, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna hurt myself. I had to embrace that I sucked, and that's the biggest thing is like, yeah, you're not going to be able to overhead squat 400 pounds. You're not going to be able to clean. You're not going to be able to snatch. You're not going to be able to deadlift as much as everybody else. You'll get there.
Yeah. When I first started CrossFit, I couldn't overhead squat a PVC pipe. My shoulder mobility was so bad. I couldn't do shit. You know what I mean?
Frustrating too, right? Because you want to do it.
Yeah.
Like you're like,
beyond frustrating. And I mean, now I can put like 185 over my head or some shit like that.
How long did that take you of like practicing and like
2014 is when I started.
So I mean a few years though, but it's mobility stuff.
Yeah,
like,
mobility, practice, man, practice. You know what I mean? That's like when I'm coaching these guys. Everybody sees that they're gearing up to compete. Like competition is 5% of our program.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Practice is like 80. Training is like 10 to 15. You know what I mean? It's like all the practice. Get really good at that, then let's train it hard, and then let's compete.
What do you guys think about age? Like age, how does that play a factor in CrossFit? And I mean, because there's all different age groups, which I just learned recently. Like in the open, there's like they have 40s. I don't know how
60 plus. Man.
It goes 60 plus. I didn't even know it went that high.
Yeah,
there were people at 60 plus categories at the Cascade Classic.
Really?
Yeah,
dude,
crushing
that was badass.
It.
Yeah,
like they all had 6 packs too. It was ridiculous.
they're just jacked.
Yeah, they were ginormous.
I mean, age doesn't really matter. Anybody can come in here and do this. You know what I mean? I've trained a 75-year-old grandma before. You know what I mean? And helped fix her squat, and she used to come to classes all the time.
Really?
Yeah. And then we got kids in here, 9, 10, 11 years old, training them, starting them young. I mean, it doesn't matter what the age is. I mean, and even what, limiting factor they have, right? Say they got a bad knee. We can work around that. And it's pretty rad, actually.
Have I ever told you about the time me and Charlie Chaplin did squats?
Yes.
and that's what CrossFit is. It's for everybody. I mean, obviously Eric and I are competing, and we're going to continue competing and things like that, but we work out in the back. Everyone else, like, you walk in and there's a class going, and that there's so many different age groups and peoples, and they're all doing different weights and things like that, because we have coaches that scale down, like Trent said.
Yeah.
But CrossFit's for everyone. It's to help you pick up your kids at the end of the night and be able to continue doing that as they grow older. It's to carry all the groceries in one trip, so that way
I refuse to make
get mad at you.
I'm so bad. I'm not going back, damn it.
All them farmer carries.
They're all falling out on the lawn and shit on the way out.
Mama didn't raise no bitch.
It's just for everybody, and no matter what you do, as long as you continue doing it, you'll get better at it. That's embracing the suck. It's
good.
Like, I mean, there's plenty of times I'm lifting and Trent will walk over and be like, hey, do you want to talk about it? I'm like, shit, what did I do wrong? He's like, no, you did fine, but you just do it again.
Let's do it better.
Yes. And don't suck at it. Cool.
Awesome.
Constantly just taking that little, you know, just tweaking it a little bit this way or that way, adjusting.
Exactly. Yeah. And the perfect example, 2 days ago, I was doing a clean EMOM, power clean EMOM, and he looks over at me, he goes, you need to try harder. I'm like, dude, you're having me do 6 power cleans in a minute for 9 minutes. I'm trying hard. He's like, no, you try harder.
Well, I mean, I told him what he was doing wrong. You know, it was just a little
out.
adjustment. He was just rushing through it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, 6 power cleans, it was light. That's a lot in a minute though to do for 9 minutes, and you just keep cycling through it, and then you know you're not hitting all the positions you need to hit. You know,
What's funny too about some of the programs, like you look at something like that, like six cleans, right? For some reason, that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're actually doing the workouts, you're like, oh my God, like my body can do that or can't do that. Like it's insane. Like, especially when you come from not doing any, like I played baseball growing up. So we didn't work out really. We just ran poles and like stretched, and like I never really lifted a lot of weights and stuff. And then you start getting older and you realize like, damn, I can't even like you're saying, bend down to like pick my kids up. I don't want to be that dad. I want to be able to like play, but at the same time, like, dude, some of the shit is brutal. You know?
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's bad. I mean, I think the biggest thing is staying humble. You have to stay humble, because when we get to the level where we can do the 6 power cleans, when we get to the level where we're competing and things like that. Yeah. If you go around and I take my shirt off, but that's because I'm hot.
Not because you're shredded.
No. It's like I'm not trying to get everybody to look at me. It's fucking hot in this gym. But I'm like, my biggest thing is I didn't get here by myself. I got here with other people, and it's those people that brought me there, and I'm never gonna forget that. I'm never gonna let that get out of whack that. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine being an asshole. You know, they talk about that douchebag in CrossFit and everything like that. Like, I'm 100% that douchebag that takes off his shirt. But I like to think of myself as a good person.
They make memes about me.
You're welcome.
That was great, bro. No, I love the humble, comment. I love that word, really, humbleness, because in doing anything, like, ego can always play a part in our lives, like, for sure. I know, like, as soon as I start to think like I have it all figured out is usually when God just slaps the shit out of me. It's like, nah, like, you don't have anything figured out. And so if I always keep that mindset of like, I'm here to learn, like, I want to learn, I want to get better, I want to grow. The moment that I stop learning stuff, I might as well just die because like, what's it for? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I try to take that mentality too. Like, I'm always trying to learn from other people, like, show up, listen, all that stuff, man. There's fun in that, I feel like, too, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
my headphones.
Even like me as a coach, and Eric's the same as a coach too. I mean, we're constantly learning, right? Yeah. Constantly, so we can be better coaches for everyone. You know, it's like, and that's, you know, learning about lifting, learning about, you know, how to change mindset and stuff like that, because it helps people inside and outside the gym. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that I'm always going to strive to do, is because I don't want to be dumb. That's just, you know what I mean? So
I may be stupid, but I'm not dumb.
Exactly.
I know what love is.
I'm not a smart man. I'm sorry. I think I ruined your friend's bathrobe. All right, sorry.
That's 100% James.
Clean eating, man.
Clean eating.
Clean eating. What else? What else? Did we miss anything? What do you guys think, man? It's good stuff, man. This is fun. I appreciate you guys getting up on a Sunday, coming down, hanging out.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us, man. For sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Was there anything else you wanted to go over?
I don't think so, man. I mean, I think we hit a lot of good stuff. You know, I just love that, like, before we started, I think we kind of talked about this, just about how you take CrossFit or anything, like, a lot of the same concepts apply to the same thing. You know, having a mentor, having a coach, a sponsor, whatever kind of label you want to put on it, showing up, putting in the work, practicing, staying humble. I mean, all those things come together in being the best like human beings we can be. And that goes outside the gym, outside the workplace, outside recovery rooms. Like, let's show up. Let's be good, in our case, let's be good men, good fathers, good husbands, boyfriends, sons, whatever the heck it is. And we do that by, back to what you were saying earlier about personal responsibility stuff. Like, that's on us to do that. And we can sit and point fingers all day at what this and that and why my life sucks because I went through this growing up, or that's what killed me real quick, actually, too, was the victim mentality. Oh, yeah. And I think I had a note of that, but we don't have to get into all of it right now. But that victim mentality will kill you, like, straight up. And so I just love standing up, being honest, and to end, like, having some fun, man. We take shit too serious sometimes, man. Like, and we talk about a lot of serious shit on this show, which I've always tried to keep it like that. Like, yeah, it's serious stuff, but like, if we can't learn to laugh at stuff and have fun, like, dude, that sucks.
What's the point? Yeah,
What's
exactly,
the point? Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. So I appreciate you guys, man.
It was like Eric dancing the entire time yesterday at the competition, which it was amazing. Like, we were sitting there and we made awesome shirts.
Yeah.
That said, we hakuna'd their tatas.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and
that's funny.
I was getting water, and some lady's like, "I love your shirts," and I was like, "Oh, thanks." She's like, "You're the guys with the music too, huh?" You're welcome.
Yeah.
And some old lady kept checking Eric out because he was just dancing, and she was like,
Kept giving him thumbs
I
up.
like that.
Oh, she got the thumbs up?
Yeah, she kept staring and like pointing at him.
Dude, the thumbs up is, oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, having fun is what it's all about. And that's like literally whatever doesn't bring me joy, I guess, is I get rid of it.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, you got to cut toxic people out. You got to cut toxic things out of your life. And so that's why I said I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Like right now I have nothing toxic.
Yeah.
And
except that fart you blasted off earlier today. That shit was toxic.
That was not toxic.
He's getting rid of it. See, right?
That's right. You got rid of it.
That was organic. You're welcome.
It was terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Well, now part of me is in you, so.
Thank you for that.
But that's a good point too. That toxicity can shape our attitudes and stuff if it's in our lives. So it is important to be able to recognize that and like cut those pieces of our, whether it's people or situations or whatever, out, so we can kind of thrive as in positivity, I guess.
Yeah. Because I mean, like literally hanging out with just these two, like we rag on each other and everything, but it's lighthearted, it's fun. But I mean, like we're making each other better every single day, and so like we've hung out every single day this weekend.
Yeah. Hey, you're leaving too, by the way, right?
I am.
So where are you going?
So I am going to non-commissioned officer academy, learn how to be a better supervisor, basically.
Dope, dude.
Yeah,
and so tomorrow, right? You're out of here tomorrow?
I leave on Tuesday.
On Tuesday,
yeah.
Okay.
And tomorrow's my last day of work, and then I go for an entire month of just, and that's what I love about the Air Force. I mean, they're paying for my trip down there. They're teaching me to be a better person. They're going to teach me psychology concepts, all kinds of stuff, just to be better. And so go have some fun, mix it up down there, and try and get other people to dance with me.
There it is. That's all you need to do.
Yep.
So like even on competition weekend, man, it's like after the competition we went out and got dinner and stuff, and literally we had fun the entire time. It's like that's like such an important aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because it's not
that's what it's about.
Yeah. It can't be serious all the time. Because I mean, I don't think the competition would have gone as well without if it was all business, right?
Oh, for sure.
I say that all the time on here. Rule 62: don't take yourself so damn serious.
Fuck yes.
Like, so good.
If you want a DJ who wants to play over the restaurant Bluetooth, bring Eric.
And if they don't let you, just play your own music.
Full commitment.
And then dance.
You guys have social media or contact info you guys want to put out? Anyone wants to holler? Like, feel free, man. Yeah.
Definitely follow the gym on Instagram at CrossFit _VVN.
I'll put the links in the show notes too for you guys
awesome.
too.
Yeah, so CrossFit Vacaville North. You can follow me at CF _coach _Trent.
I'm looking at mine. I don't remember.
You look so sad, James.
I'm
just
a sad
panda.
I'm a sad panda.
That should be your new Instagram handle.
I'm gonna change it to the Schmad Panda.
Schmad Panda.
I like it.
Right now it's just James S. Reed, and if you want to see a lot of working out photos and videos of me dying, that's where you'll find them.
And I'm at Eric Gibby _, and You just see me with my shirt off mostly. And but yeah, and you know, I got Facebook and everything else. So I mean, like, if anybody wants to hit me up anytime, ask me questions, come out and dance.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Wear a
dance
fanny
everywhere.
pack.
Yeah,
And,
party pouch.
Party
you know.
pouch.
And if you want to check out what Eric and James are doing for programming, you can check out Armada Strength. It's Armada_strength on Instagram.
And then if you
and ArmadaStrength.com.
And if you're worried-
ArmadaStrength.com.
If you're worried about coming through for your first time and you're scared to work out for CrossFit or anything like that, hit one of us up, and we will totally work out with you and make it the best time of your life.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, you're welcome.
the best. Yeah. Is it time, Eric? Is it?
Right on, guys. I appreciate you guys. Big thanks to everyone at CrossFit Vacaville North. Thank you guys for coming on the show today, taking some time out. Appreciate you. Thanks to everyone for listening. Share the podcast with a friend. If you want to check out the gym, CrossFitVVN.com. Check us out. That's SoberGuy.com. Instagram, Twitter. Peace, love, respect. Love you guys. Thank you again. Keep your blood clean.
You're